The Incident on Highway 1093, written by devillived44, narrated by Hypnotic. In my country, when I was 13, I witnessed an event that appeared to be the birth of an urban legend. A story I'm going to tell you came from my own experience, which I haven't told anyone for years. It surely makes the original legend much, much creepier. I live with my parents in a small old house near Highway 1093, where people usually drove around 100 to 150 kilometers an hour. It was broad and always filled with cars of that speed, particularly in December before the New Year's Eve. The closer you lived to the highway, the louder you'd hear the annoying yet terrifying noises of the cars passing by. There was a supermarket on the other side which was quite important for our lives. I must admit that as a 13-year-old, I was too afraid to cross the highway directly. Instead, my family decided to walk for 500 meters to a footbridge, then go over it every time we had to go shopping there. However, it looked simple when locals made their way across. All they had to do was keep looking around and never, ever stop walking. Until one evening in late November, a middle-aged local woman was killed in a terrible accident while trying to cross the highway. I remember people gathering in front of a suspected blue sedan where her horrifying dead body was found. But I couldn't see her body clearly because there were too many of them. They said she abruptly stopped walking in the middle of her way, then struggled to pick up something from the ground. At that point, it was too late for her to notice the oncoming automobile. Those poor people. Little did they know, she was just the first victim. From when I was born, an accident like this had never happened there before, since locals were always extremely careful during such times. If they thought they couldn't make it across, they'd be willing to use a footbridge instead, just like we did. You might wonder, what was she trying to pick up? Eventually, they found something on the ground, at the exact same spot where she was hit. It was a coin. The innocent silver coin shone its reflection of the evening sun on my face while I was gazing down at it. Despite only a quarter's worth, it was enough to throw someone's attention away from those accelerated cars. Then they took it off the highway. This is when things get creepy. Only a week after that, it happened again. The victim was a teenage boy, 2 years older than me. Same accident, same place. He had just arrived to celebrate the New Year's with his family. Now he was gone, just like that, on his way to the supermarket. But this time, I could see his body. It was something that stuck deeply in my memory. His eyeballs were rolling around, blood pouring from his face, and bubbling in his mouth when he tried to breathe. Everything inside of that body was completely crushed. His parents were with him on the ground, screaming the most sorrowful sound I've ever heard. It was the sound of broken souls. They found a coin again, lying innocently on the highway, not too far from the body. It was the same type of coins from the previous accident, silver coin, but I knew it was definitely not the same coin. Some said it was a sick prank. Some said it was just a coincidence. Anyway, the legend of this highway started to spread. Locals said that it was cursed by either the first woman or something far more sinister. Some also said they saw a boy trying to cross the highway at midnight. They described that he looked scared, so he was only walking back and forth along the side. But the thing was, he dressed exactly like the teenage boy who died in the accident. After hearing this, it chilled me to the bone. A few days after this sighting, it happened for the third time, but even more devastating. An old woman had just come to visit her family, like the teenage boy. She found the coin while trying to get to the supermarket. This time, the car swerved, just to collide with the other one. 3 people were killed instantly, except for the old woman who miraculously remained unharmed. I've moved out now. It never happens again. Since then, every time I hear something about the legend of Highway 1093, those mysterious coins and the boy who wandered at midnight, they always give me chills. because deep down I know it wasn't a coincidence. It was a prank. It was a sick prank, as they said. Let me tell you a secret. It was never simple. I had to sneak out of my room at night, grab a coin, and walk to the highway. The hardest part was the throw. How to make it land in the middle. I nailed it every time. Then all I had to do was wait. I'll never forget him, the teenage boy I killed, including that what he wore. I searched my closet for all the clothes like his, so I could be him. I could be his ghost who wandered at midnight. The locals were too scared. They suspected nothing. I've killed 5 people. Now this is worth every penny. I hope everyone enjoyed my narration. If you did, please consider subbing and giving it a thumbs up. If you did not, please leave me a comment on what you think I can do to do better. And until next time, embrace the nightmares.